Okay, so here's what I'm predicting are going to be the biggest trends in the design world in 2022. And by design, I mean graphic design, illustration, typography, and web design. Anything in that branding universe, here's what I'm predicting is going to be huge this year. Let's see if it's right in a year. Okay, let's start with typography. In type, I'm seeing a lot of work that feels like it's very 80s, it's very 90s, got a lot of bitmap and italics and monofonts, and specifically anything that feels like it came from a dot matrix printer. If you know what this is, getting older is beautiful. In illustration, I think we're going to see more line art, really minimal, sketchy, again, super 80s, as well as comic book art. I think we're going to see a lot of this in 2022. When it comes to branding, and this is an interesting one, so let's see if this one is correct. I think we're going to see less and less of these big, overly done corporate brand identities. You know, they follow a formula, typesetting, grid system, color palette. It's boring. It's a formula that's been overly done so many times. I think instead, brands can have a bit more room to be fragmented visually. People look forward to that postmodernism in a brand now. But not only that, the movement is less about the visual brand and more about the creative content. Physical experiences, digital experiences, and the brand is instead just a canvas for those experiences. Finally, web design. In web design, we're going to see a lot more brutalism this year. If you don't know what brutalism is, let me know. I can do a video on that. But think Craigslist, early eBay, Web 1.0. This is very much a brutalist aesthetic. It's been growing for many years, and I think this year it's really going to take off. You know, it's interesting. When I first started this, I didn't think that there would be anything in common with these four trends, but there does seem to be a larger narrative here, no? It feels like everything is moving away from these fancy digital design systems into more raw design, more analog design, even handmade design sometimes. And I'm curious if this speaks to a larger narrative in our society. You know, design and art doesn't happen in a vacuum. We all influence each other. And something tells me that we're just really tired of these pervasive graphic design marketing systems everywhere. This also speaks to the values of Web3. And so it does feel like a new era of design, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's see if my predictions are correct.